Hello Kainatis. This is In Your Sky for the month of June. June can be a pretty tricky month for stargazing because it can get pretty hot outside. However, not everything is lost. There is still hope to see celestial stuff in the early, more cooler hours of the morning. Now, if you go out just an hour before sunrise on the 1st of June and just look around in the sky, don't be surprised if you see this very brightly shining star. This will generally be in the eastern direction, the direction from where the sun and stars appear to rise above the horizon. This is none other than our own planetary neighbor, Venus. Yes, you can actually see planets with your own eyes. You don't need a telescope. Of course, you can see more details through a telescope, but you can actually find them and see them with your own eyes. And so, in the early morning hours of 1st June, and a couple of days even after that, you can see Venus shining very brightly above the eastern horizon. Remember, if you're having a hard time finding the eastern horizon, just remember where the sun sets and just look directly opposite from the direction of sunset. That should be east or the direction of sunrise. On the 11th of June, we can see a very beautiful, bright full moon in the sky. Now, you don't need to know which direction to look at because you can just go out anytime after sunset and just look up and you'll find the full moon. It'll especially be sort of brighter and more easily visible after 9 p.m. Now, every full moon of the month throughout the year has a name. Different cultures give it different names. In certain cultures, the full moon of June is called strawberry moon. Now, what's special about this full moon is not that it's called strawberry moon, but something else. Now, if you keep a track of the full moon in June, you'll notice that it doesn't really get all that high up in the sky throughout the night. And so the moon doesn't really get enough altitude above the horizon to shed itself of the more yellow amber hues of the atmosphere. You can say it doesn't get enough height above the horizon to shed itself of sunset colors. And that is why the full moon of June, even at midnight, will appear slightly yellower than usual. So do keep a lookout for the strawberry, or I should say, paler than usual full moon of June. Now, as the month progresses, June 19th brings a crescent moon very close to Saturn. You can, again, you have to wake up early in the morning hours or stay up late, and you can check out around June 19th, the moon is close to this very dim yellowish star. Now, that star is the planet Saturn, which is halfway across the solar system, about 1 billion kilometers away from us. But the moon will appear to get pretty close to Saturn. So that's an opportunity for you to not only check out the very pretty moon in the early morning hours, but also check out Saturn from your own eyes. You won't be able to see its rings. You'll need a telescope for that, but you can actually see Saturn as a dot in the sky. June 21st brings in my favorite time of the year. Well, apart from the hot weather, it's the longest day of the year. So that's called the summer solstice. Well, why is it my favorite day of the year? Well, this marks not only the beginning of summer, but also the point in time where days start to get shorter. Because June 21st is the longest day of the year. Any subsequent day after that will be shorter, leading up to December 21st, which is the winter solstice or the shortest day of the year. But that's 6 months later, so we don't need to worry about that right now. And then just one more day later, again in the early hours of June 21st, you can see moon get really close to this bright, glowing, glistening neighbor Venus in the early morning hours. Again, you'll have to see in the eastern direction before sunrise, maybe an hour before sunrise, and you can see a very nice, pretty crescent moon next to this very pretty planetary neighbor, planet Venus. And if you're planning on having a star party with your friends and going out on a dark sky location, traveling far away from city lights, June 25th is the day to mark on your calendar, because that will have no moon in the sky, because the moon will be new. So June 25th is the day, plus minus a couple of days, where you want to plan your star party because the moon will not be causing light pollution in your sky. The constellation of the month for June is Boötes. Now, Boötes is a prominent constellation in the northern sky, best known for containing Arcturus, one of the more brighter stars in the summer sky, while Sirius remains the brightest in the winter sky. The name Boötes comes from Greek mythology, which means herdsman, and it is often depicted as a man chasing the Great Bear or Ursa Major across the sky. So this was it for this month's In Your Sky. We hope to catch you next month when we talk about July's sky. Till then, take care, keep looking up, and we wish you clear skies.